In this video, we will be listening to what Kay Woodcock had to say on the entire situation regarding Lauren Matthias from Hidden True Crime. Kay recently did a live stream with Kresha, whose YouTube channel is called Difficult Research. If you don't know who Kresha is Kay's daughter and niece of Charles Vallow. However, Hidden True Crime filed a copyright strike on her live stream and it was taken down. However, YouTube channel Queen Bee got a copy of this live stream with permission to share it out so that others could hear what she had to say. Now, for anyone who isn't familiar with who Kay Woodcock is, I want to give a little background before we begin. Larry and Kay Woodcock are the grandparents of Joshua J.J. Vallow. One of the two children, Lori Vallow Daybell, is accused of killing. The couple cared for J.J. for the first 10 months after he was born until he was adopted by Kay's brother, Charles Vallow, and his then wife, Vallow Daybell, in 2013. Enter Hidden True Crime. Hidden True Crime started their YouTube channel roughly 5 years ago, and they started off covering this case with Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell. But Larry and Kay Woodcock went on to do several interviews with Lauren and John from Hidden True Crime. In fact, Lauren goes on to mention members of this family during her 9-hour live stream, claiming that she's good friends with them. So during the live stream that Kay did with her daughter Kresha on Difficult Research, she gave her experience and what it was like working with Lauren and what she thinks of the 9-hour live stream. Let's begin.
So we spent time with John and Lauren and Banks, and we just there throughout all this, there was always I got so much support from so many people on John and Lauren's channel, on Kresha's channel. We did all the talk shows and all that mess, and all this time we kept the spotlight on JJ and Tylee and Charles and Tammy and on Brandon. And somehow, and I don't know when it happened, but where did JJ and Tylee and Charles and Tammy go and Brandon go in Lauren's videos and on her channel? At what point is she using my names, using pictures of us and saying, "Oh, we're great friends with the Woodcocks," when she's trying to prove that she's got a good reputation? When I don't understand it. I don't understand what she's trying to prove. But all I know is anytime I put on one of these videos, that the 9-hour one I happened to stumble on one night, and I listened to 20 or 30 minutes of it maybe, and then I'm like, oh, this is just crap. I'm not listening to this. It was her crying about her being stalked, and I do know about the stalking. I do know a lot more than I let on. And Lauren wasn't stalked. She was doing it.
In your opinion,
in my
allegedly.
opinion, she had a lot to do with it herself. In June of this year, we had a conversation, Lauren and I said, yeah, I hear you trash talked us. I said, but you know what? I'm turning my head. But Lauren, I'm telling you right now, you need to keep your head down, keep your mouth shut, and work on your channel, and work and be with your family, and leave this alone. It will blow over. And I was very sure she understood what I said, and she obviously did not, because then it got even bigger. And then I've learned that her stalker, and I'm not going to use names, but the stalker that she claimed was stalking her hadn't even posted a video on TikTok since September. And then just things that were not a part of all this. It's like puzzle pieces just got getting put together. And I'm like, here, you are a damn fool, okay? You have been used. You have been exploited. And I've never liked that word. And for a long time, I didn't feel that way. I felt like we were getting our story out. We were making Charles and JJ and Tylee, we were bringing life to them because we could talk about them. And Colby talking about Tylee more. JJ and Tylee, we were bringing life to them because we could talk about them. And Colby talking about Tylee more than we did. That was his sister. And I mean, Colby's the biggest loser in all of this. He is my God, I can't imagine being in Colby's shoes. But I am so incredibly proud of him because he has landed in a good place. He's still got a ways to go. We all still have a ways to go, but he is headed in a very good direction, and he's doing so good. And I can't express how proud I am of him. But anyway, in the meantime, here we are. Just Lauren's having a 9-hour meltdown on TV, where she was able to air videos and do commercials, and that just seems set up. That just seems very scripted, very disingenuous. I don't know.
Convenient. Convenient.
Convenient. Okay, thank you. And again, I didn't know till 2 days after that 9-hour live that it was 9 hours, and I was like, what? What do you mean 9 as in NINE hours? I couldn't believe it. Janine told me, and I'm
Yeah,
like, Janine, did you sit there? You really listened
I
for
did.
nine
I
hours?
did. I did. Oh,
And she said, well, yeah. And I was like, girl, you're a good woman, I can tell you, because there's nobody I don't think I could listen to for 9 hours.
but
And
I learned a lot. Like I was interacting with chat. I was getting out my own feelings, and how it looked, because I wasn't really paying attention. I never really do. I never absorb things immediately.
I
Whenever I
know
get off
on this,
here, I gotta go and process everything still.
you get
It's
it
just,
from me.
yeah, it sucks. The fog brain, but it's not immediate. And that's why I don't react immediately. I'm not a knee jerker anymore. I used to be, but I just remember like in my feelings, because that's what she was targeting, and she succeeded, in my opinion, in my case, like in my experience, and I let her, and I was
Mm,
trying at that time to just let bygones be bygones, because 6 years, it's been 6 damn years, and obviously I'm the only one with a effing problem. I mean, I know there's others, and I knew that, but they were all gone. It was just like, okay, well, I mean, it must be me. Maybe I'm just finding some flaw in her, and I've already forgotten a lot of the things that happened in 2021, when
exactly. Me
her and
too.
Lori Hellis, but I do
Yes.
have a human
Yes.
receipt for that, sitting backstage too, and for, when it's time for that, and she's the other side of the story, and it's
Yeah.
Awen Reese, and she's here, and I'm glad, because
Oh,
there's
okay.
there's three sides to every story, not just because there's three people
Absolutely.
that were involved
Right.
in that, or that I'll be mainly focused on, but there's three sides to every story, period. There's his side,
There's
her side, and then the truth,
exactly.
you
Yes.
know?
Larry says
And I
that
know
all the
people can be
time.
biased, but some people can be just downright in denial.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe. And I mean, I don't even try to pretend to worship anybody. No human, I'm just like, I don't worship
Right.
anybody.
I
I
don't.
appreciate their work and what they contributed, whatever it is, however we run and cross paths. But I never am like, oh my God, I just can't let go of this person. Like
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
is freaking me out all over the web and all over the world. I mean, it happens all the time. Politicians and celebrities, and I'm just like, what are you doing? What's going on here? I prefer
Mm-hmm.
truth and reality versus uh, I can't even freaking delusion. There you go. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'm gonna give it back to you, and you're doing great. I mean, I'm glad.
Well, I mean, look, I love Lauren. I mean, but I'm very hurt by her. I think she needs to be humbled. Um, she needs to back up, and she needs to do just what I told her to do back in June.
Appreciate
Let this crap blow over. Quit bringing it up. She made it bigger herself. It wasn't the stalker that did it, and I don't. She wasn't really being stalked. An ugly text or whatever on TikTok or whatever, that's not being stalked. You want to know what's being stalked? People sending you shit saying you need to pay Donna Serafina $20,000 because she solved the case. That's being
it. Oh
stalked.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, and I got
Forgot
plenty
about
of
that one.
those. Oh
Yeah, I
yeah,
remember that.
oh yeah, and then yeah, and by the way, if anybody knows Donna Serafina, no, we did not pay her $20,000 because law enforcement said they don't even know who she was. They didn't. They don't know what. Don't be there
That's
paying
not
anybody any
how
money.
the that's not how our judicial system works. It's
Well,
not by.
it's
I mean, I
it's
appreciate her. I appreciate what she did, but I also
yes.
despise what she did because she caused stress.
She caused a lot of stress and putting out on her just going out on some channel, some anyway, and there were like 50,000 people watching. It was New Year's or New Year's Day or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, look at this crap she's saying about me. That
Threatening to release our personal
her
phone call.
dog,
Yeah.
listen, her dog died. Her bills weren't paid for 3 or 4 months because she was working all on this case. And I'm like, well, that's not our fault. That was her that chose to do what she did, and her dog obviously got sick. I'm sorry about that, but it's not my fault. It's not our fault. I only know to go by what law enforcement was telling me, and if she has a problem with that, then she needs to bring it up to law enforcement. I'll give her
Mhm.
$20,000 if they back up what they said, what she said.
Right. It was already put
But
up.
no,
And it was
I'm
a
not the
was it
villain
a
here.
it was a certain amount, right, that the police advised you to put up, right?
Right.
A
Well,
lot
they
of
didn't.
people
Okay.
have
They said
misunderstandings about that.
they said, I said, I asked the FBI, I said, I don't know how much to put up. I have no clue. I'm like, how much do y'all put up? And they said, we cannot advise you on this, but what we can say is we put up $20,000 normally. And I said, okay, then that'll work for me. They didn't advise me, but I heard that $20,000 number and it sounded good to me because I didn't know. I've never done that before. I've never put up a reward for anything before, much less 2 kids. So all this was a first. All this is a first. This is a first what I'm doing right now. But I mean, I had never done that before. I've never done any of this before. I've never been thrust in the spotlight before, ever. I've always been one who is fine to be in a room and be the wallpaper. That's me. Larry's who's the one in the center of the room talking to everybody. Okay, that's Larry. I'm the one up the wallpaper, and we're thrown into all this, and it's sink or swim, people. And we had a message to get out, and that was to help us find JJ and Tylee. And all the while, I'm dealing with the death of my big brother, my brother, whom I was very close to, and I'd never even had time. And then we were selling our company at that time, and that was a 6 month ordeal. And I mean, it was like, holy
And
shit, how much can a person take?
oh, don't ask that question. That's a
I
rhetorical
know,
question.
no, I
That's
don't
like the
ever ask
universe is
that.
like, here you go.
And
But y'all were
never say
broke,
you're
right?
bored.
Y'all
We
were
were
broke and bums, right? Before $1 million,
Oh God,
right?
no, we were
Right.
far from it, and we were doing
Exactly.
just fine. So whenever we buy a new car, we have our own money, and
Exactly.
everybody
For
thinks,
whatever
oh, if
reason.
they're just pissing it off because they can. No, I don't piss money off. I don't. It's against my
She
DNA.
don't. She don't.
So anyway, but
Very
I mean,
frugal.
we've been accused of many things, and it's like whatever. You know what? I don't even know you, and what you think of me doesn't even matter because I just don't care. I can't care what everybody thinks. But I've had to really grow a thick skin. I've had to live 6 years of pure hell, and not go. I remember when this started, when they found the kids, and then talking to the prosecutor about all that, and how long is this going to take? And well, um, it can be 5 plus years. And I'm like, 5 years? No way. Oh no, ours isn't going to take that long. No. Well, it did, but we lived through it, and it was hell. And it was a you just get, like, after Lori's trial in Boise, you start getting your okay. It took 3 months normally after Lori's trial before I felt human again. It just totally, just, I can't tell you how it just wipes you out emotionally, physically. I just did what I had to do. I went through the motions of life because I had to do certain things. And um, then Chad's trial starts coming, and that was in March or April of 24. And so 2 months before his trial, I started feeling, oh, it's coming. And now I've got all these worries, and where are we staying, and what are we doing? And thank God we had a place that we stayed in again, the same place we stayed at for Lori's trial. And it was a very good deal for what we could do without renting a whole apartment for 6 months or something. But anyway, ready for the trial, a couple of months, then the actual trial, and then testifying, and then that was, oh my God, I've never been one to want spotlight on me at all. I've never been in front of a court, in front of a judge. Oh wait, I take that back. I did one time in Las Vegas, but that was a different deal. And but nobody was there, just the judge and the anyway, just a handful of people.
I think
Anyway,
Lauren just wanted to cuss and to show everybody she can cuss. Now she's like F bombing everywhere. It's funny.
she cusses normally.
not
Just
in the
not really.
public.
No, well,
Not
I
in the public.
understand.
I mean, what I wonder, like, I mean, is Larry okay with? I don't want you to speak for him either, but I mean, is he pretty disturbed about this
He is.
or let down?
He's yeah. Since the when it came out about she was comparing herself to Charles and mostly Charles and Tyler. That's like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's no, she crossed the line there. That's bullshit. And knowing Laura, she's gonna, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean it, and I was under stress, and I was this and that, and she's gonna make an excuse for it. I don't care, you know,
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There's always an excuse.
But we're not fresh meat. We're not meat. You're not meat. And also another thing that should be talked about is, and this is from my experience, and it looks like you, Larry, Colby, Tammy's aunt, like other
Yeah,
people
Vicky.
experience it
Uh huh.
differently, right? Where Lauren, victim chooses. She chooses who she is going to ingrain or intertwine herself with. And I've noticed this a long time ago. That's what she does. That's what a lot of these kind of people do. I'm not trying to lump them all together. It's just noticing a pattern. Okay. And I'm saying it
Mm-hmm.
funny, but they ingratiate themselves in, or just integrate into the story, to where they become the victim. And I've seen it over and over and over again. I'm like, good, that's gross. They do it. They turn them, the tears on, off, get the super chats, make their bank, then they close it down. And then they're assholes, doing
Mm-hmm.
asshole things. And it's like, but that's because I was able to be observant. And like I said, I was hyper focused. I was hyper aware because I feel like I was traumatized by that, by this whole situation. And it
Mm-hmm.
just, I felt
Oh
hyper
yeah.
vigilant, just the PTSD kind of thing. And
Yeah.
it took me a long time to stop, flinching or and jumping. And I mean, a good bolt of lightning and a clap of thunder, and I'm gone. Heart attack,
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, but I'm also, I don't know if you feel this way, how, people like this, for instance, having to deal with this shit. This is nothing.
It's
And I'm
nothing. You're
Colby and
right.
Kelsey, all y'all are in here. Like, this is like, fuck it.
This
I'm
is
sorry, but fuck it. What you
nothing.
gonna do? It's been done. Okay. And so
Yeah.
it's like, you can't hurt
This
me.
this is a the static on the side for me. The what I've just lived through, what my family has lived through, but I am speaking only for myself. What I have
Mhm.
been through almost killed me at some point, and it
Yeah.
was hard, and it was. I wouldn't even wish this on Chad and Lori. I
Nope.
wouldn't wish this. This was horrific, but I'm here. I made it. I'm through it. I still have work to do to get myself right because I'm 6 years older and I don't even know who I am anymore because I've been
Mhm.
living that world for 6 years. So now I've got to, and I don't even know who I am yet. And so,
Mhm.
um,
Ever changing, ever evolving, That's
uh
what I wanna
huh,
be. Ever evolving, never closed-minded, I just want to seek truth. I wanna uncover it. That's something I
yeah,
promised to do. And, Jason's like, "You've been doing it." I'm like, "Well, not like I've envisioned it, okay?" But it's like, I don't feel I'm good at telling it, but I do make a lot of connections. I made some wild ones today that are pretty big, and I mean, it's gonna go to CrimeCon, to, another true crime show. Um, it's gonna go to Charlie Kirk. It's gonna go all kinds of places. And it's like, whoa, all that from, just one little morning of listening to my corner of creators who cover the things that I'm interested in. And so again, it's a community effort. I like to credit them. I don't like to take anything on as, oh, it's my idea. You heard it here first. I hate that shit. And it also would bring us to East Idaho news ish area. It's interesting. It's a theory, again, I
mm,
can only bring it, I can only try to weave it together or figure out how it's weaved together really, but I don't ever try to force anything. I just, because that does no justice to the victims' stories at all, or anybody else for that matter. Like, what's the point of convicting a wrong person? Like, ooh, okay. That doesn't mean it's not dangerous for the public. It doesn't mean that it's, yeah, I'm just making an analogy. It does no justice for the victims at all. And so I just want to tell their story, or I want their stories to come out. And, because they were horrific. And in the end, everything let them down. But mostly the person that they love the most and trusted the most. Like that is just the most betraying thing ever. And I mean, those things those last moments haunt me. And I know I don't try to stay there too long, but I try to center myself using kind of this method, where would they be proud of me? Am I doing it for the right reason still? Or am I just being angry and cynical and lashing out? Do I need to push away for a little bit? What am I doing? Like, am I even on the right damn path? A lot of
Mm-hmm.
times. And because it seems like the things that I bring up, a lot of people, like you said, you're like, what? A lot of people aren't ready for that. And that's whatever, I get it. I totally understand. It's bursting from my mind, and I just don't even know what to do with it. And I already have a fractured, my speech, like just my thoughts are fractured. I feel like I can't
Mm-hmm.
sometimes connect one to the next. And I know it aggravates me. I know it aggravates people.
Well,
But
I mean, I'm the same way. I am, and I'm 64 years old. I am old,
woo,
and I have that, and I sometimes, and I know this isn't a proper word anymore, but I don't know a word to replace it. So I'm just going to say sometimes I feel retarded because I can't think something through. I can't see all of something. I
hmm,
can't step back to see all of I just I don't know. I'm just still, like I said, I know I need work and I'm working on it. And
yeah,
I don't know how much is trauma, how much is age, but whatever it is,
whatever.
everybody has trauma. Everybody
Hmm.
does.
And everybody has
Everybody's been
fault.
traumatized.
This
Huh?
woman cannot apologize. She did not. And she said, I would apologize if I would, if I knew, tell me
Yeah.
what I'm doing wrong. You're doing everything wrong, Lauren. To be honest, this whole situation is inverted and it's disgusting. And I mean, again, I didn't have to do anything. Nobody had to burn your effing kingdom down, honey, because you have the match and the gas can, you know, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm being honest right here with everyone. Okay. Like I
Mm-hmm.
try to be, but I'm saying it out loud, the things that usually we don't say out loud. That's me.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I've enjoyed it a little bit because it felt satisfying. I felt vindicated. I felt like I had a safe space finally. Like I can say what I want. And I mean, there's going to be backlash, whatever. I understand. I'm not being totally classy about this, but I think it's okay. I think it's okay to sometimes just not be fucking classy about things and just be human and then just try to do better, you know? But
Yeah.
I feel sorry for her. She needs to right
Mm-hmm.
this situation. I mean, how hard would it have been and how much different would it look if Lauren, she knows she's admitted, okay, so many times within this 9 hour, whatever the hell this is, narrative that she called this woman, whatever, right, wrong, or indifferent. That's not for me to judge, but you don't like, okay. When Lori and Chad were awaiting trial, to be tried in front of a jury of their peers, one thing you cannot, or you learn in this, one thing I learned in this, and I learned it from Awen. Okay. She was like, you have to say allegedly. And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, allegedly, allegedly, allegedly. Like I beat it into my mind. Okay. And so I say it all the time. I know I get on people's nerves about it, but guess who's not going to get sued? Allegedly me. I'm just saying I'm covering my ass because you can't just say that because there's an assumption of innocence until proven guilty in a court of law. So when Lori was convicted, yet Chad was awaiting trial, I didn't say murderer, 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 murder. You can't do that. Like you can if you're above the law and rules don't apply to you. Or, with Lori, I said, oh, she's murder and he is an alleged murder, until he was done. Then, okay. But then she
Mm-hmm.
went for Charles and Brandon. I had to say she allegedly murdered my Uncle Charles. She allegedly murdered, attempted to murder Brandon. You have to follow the rules. That's a just society. Like that's what the rest of us have to do. And so you're not exalted, Lauren. And there's that. Anyway,
Well, that I don't know anything about all that, but
I just taught
I
you.
mean,
Okay.
well, no, I just, I don't get into all that. I stay away from there.
Just always when
I
you
can't
say
talk that.
something, when you say something like right now, you can also say facts. That's not defamation. So if I'm saying the facts, that's not defamatory. Nobody can sue me if I'm stating the facts that you can prove in a court of law. So this is my experience too. So, you know, she's willing. I bet she would be, on the level of producing when she produced the Janice or whatever, saying that Janice said that she can make fake screenshots. I was like, oh hell, what you got? What you got, Lauren? Because it's like a projection. It's like that Darvo deflect. I suck at acronyms. Deflect. I don't know. I'll forget it. I forgot it already. But here's that screenshot again that I got. I don't know if it's real. Does it matter? I mean, again, it's like expecting the
So I
Epstein
don't even
file.
know who John Jordan and McKay is. I don't know much about. I
Well,
don't know
they're
anything about
creators.
Mormon stories, I don't know anything about Mormon stories other than I've heard about Mormon stories. So that I really can't. I don't know. But so that's for you to
No, I
talk
don't.
to. Talk.
Oh, it says
I
my
mean,
name is
about the
what I'm
text.
saying.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so she is
And
belittling
she
you right
corrected
there.
herself. To correct myself. I don't just roll. She doubled down there too, just like her and John did,
Yeah.
apparently, in my
Your
opinion.
actions are despicable and destructive. Well, I find it
Good.
destructive.
You're so Mormon and vanilla. Okay. Now I understand your situation, Lauren. It's just like these text messages. Yeah, they know that she talks shit about. And this is how you take your control back, I would say, where you take the power away from the person arming your nasty ass words, to extort you or whatever, to blackmail you, whatever. So you get ahead of that and you be the bigger person and you just suck it up, buttercup, and you go and you apologize legitimately, genuinely to your victims, Lauren. and and then hopefully, that's enough. That doesn't mean they have to forgive you. That just means you did everything you could to make sure that they felt that you were genuine and sincere about your apology. But that's not what Lauren did. So just think about that, everybody. Like, she went this whole other route to steer away from obviously, apparently, the vile things that she has said about people that she pretended to care about and that she made money off their pain. That
Hmm.
pisses me off. I never really heard the word exploit until this happened. And I
Hmm.
realized that exploitation is at the very core. It's like there's murder and exploitation go together. I mean, they're
Well,
hand in
no,
hand.
but okay. Let me stop there. Exploitation. I did not feel exploited by Lauren and John
Okay.
at all.
What if it
Now,
looked like it?
okay, well, but no, that's not exploitation. That's us saying, okay, yeah, here's our story. You go with it. And that's a permission. That's all of it. But now that she's getting her reputation attacked,
That's her fault. Hmm.
okay, now she's using our name to make it seem like, oh no, but okay, make it seem like because
She had lunch with you the next day or something.
she's
Right.
name dropping me and Larry like we're her BFF when no, we're not actually a BFF. I mean, I don't talk to her very often, but I
Yeah.
do talk to her and I did consider her a dear friend. But again, she's taking advantage of us, but for some reason everybody thinks we are
Are okay with
credible
it.
and well, which we are credible. We are.
Well, it's
But
because of
she's used
how this is. She's
right.
using
And she's
your
using it
name.
our name to make her look like she's credible and she's got virtue and she's
Yeah, she's a moral
whatever.
crusader. I'm using their
Yeah.
words. I
Yes,
love
thank
using their
you.
words.
Okay. Thank you. I'm searching
Oh,
for words
oh
here.
shit,
And
shit, shit. Sorry. That was
so
a phone number on there.
I
That's
mean
it. Ah,
that's when she crossed my line. She crossed the line when she hurt Gigi. She crossed the line and I turned my head. She crossed the line when she was trash talking us
hmm.
behind our back. She crossed the line when she compared herself to my dead brother,
And a murdered girl,
who was my
a kid.
murdered brother, who I was
Yeah.
very close to, and who I love very much. And then she's compared herself to Kylie, who was a 17-year-old girl
16.
who was sick. Well, sick. Okay, 16. I'm sorry.
She was brutally
Um,
murdered, and
who was
there's
brutally
no
murdered,
freaking
and whose
comparison.
mother had kept strife in her life the entire time, and she
Yeah.
always try. And I've learned this word, triangulated. She always triangulated Colby. Well, I'm not going to talk about Colby. That's for Colby to talk about. Sorry, Colby, if you're here, but
He's like, "Don't
I
talk
take
about
it
me."
back.
No, I'm taking
I'm not going to talk
it.
about you, other than to say
I
I'm proud
still
of
am
you.
gonna say that Kelsey
But
is the Lord's favorite. Okay, I always say that because Lori demonized her and
oh
others,
yeah,
but I'm
yeah.
just saying she's the Lord's favorite. Just saying, Kelsey knows because I mean she told her that she was like, "The Jesus loves you, but he loves me more." Really? Okay, we're separating the wheat and the tares too. Go to prison,
Yeah.
7 lifetimes, whatever, whatever, whatever. But anyways, I want to bring Awen up because she's the other side of this big story, and I'm grateful that she even considered coming up. I mean, I'm glad she emailed me. It's been a long time. She always has a good soothing voice. And I want to say, after everything, all these years, and the situation that went down back then, right? It had something to do with Mark Means and Lori and Lauren from my perspective, okay? But it also had to do with Awen. Awen, I can honestly say, never hurt me. I don't feel hurt or offended or exploited or victimized by Awen. Not to my knowledge, Not, I can't say that for the other two. And I feel like Lori Hellis is just like, all right, B, like if I go down, you're going down too. And so I kind of, hey, I kind of respect that. But yeah, Jennifer McIntyre says if she was innocent, she would release the damn messages. I think it's to fuel the drama pool, or I don't know what it is, because that means Lauren has the messages, and Grayson would have had to have seen the messages. Am I getting that right, or am I getting that wrong? I don't know. But anyways, I'm gonna bring Awen up. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, look, I'm gonna hop off here.
Okay.
Y'all go there because I really. That was what, in 2021.
Yeah.
That's when I think I was at my lowest.
Yeah.
2020, from June of 2020 to all of 2021. I think I started coming out of the fog a little bit in 2022.
Right.
So I'm gonna bounce off here, and I appreciate y'all listening to me. I got to get that off my chest. So that's all I needed to do, and I thank y'all for listening. Okay. And
I'm glad you
y'all
got
have
to
a
do
good
that
one.
too. I'm glad you trusted it here. That was kind of another reason to build this, and
Yeah.
I want my family
Yeah.
members, even Uncle Jerry, if he's being shit, whatever.
He's got
I'll let you
opinions,
pick what
girl.
nursing home you want to go in, old man. Just kidding. I tell Mom that.
That's Melanie's job.
I would never
She'll take
let
care
you
of
go.
it.
No shit, huh? Yeah. Yeah.
He knows I love him, and we'll have a talk. Don't worry. But
Right.
all right.
I
Well, I
love
love
my
you, and
effed up family, y'all.
thanks
I
for
love my.
everything, everybody. I'll be on the couch with Larry now. I'll get out of my room now.
All right. Well,
All
if
right.
he wants to share too,
Okay.
hey, we should have
All right.
at least a bi-yearly or something.
Okay.
All right.
Tell
Love you, Mom.
Awen,
Love you, Larry.
Awen hi. Bye.
All right.
Tell Awen I said hi. Bye.